Hello and good morning from Orlando, Florida. My name is Camilla, and on behalf of the ICFF team, I'd like to thank you for submitting your films, documentaries, music videos, trailers, animations, and scripts to the 5th Annual International Christian Film Festival. We had a record of 503 submissions and an increased amount of high-quality films. So this year, as you can imagine, the selection process was even tougher than it's ever been. All right, let's go ahead and begin, but before I do want to go ahead and apologize in advance if I don't pronounce your name or the film title correctly. All right, let's begin with the official selections. And for the student film category, we have selected the following: Her Embrace, Drowning in My Own, Discontent, First Ascent, Natural Selection, In Good Faith, Samuel, the Birth of a Prophet, When Waters Rise, Father-Daughter Dance, Ave Maria, Mad Fashion, and Fundraiser. And for the trailer category, we've selected the following: Escape, Joined at the Heart, X, The Conquer Series, Miracle Matt, Jesus the Game Changer, Gone, A Father's Journey, 316 Moments, Opening Doors, A Jew's Testimony, Corkscrew, God in My City, Midsummer's Reign, Provision, Born of Fire, the Adoniram Judson Story, Take Two, A Gift of the Heart, 7 Deadly Words, and Vacation Bible School. And for the animation category, we've selected the following: Agranui, The Missionary, Consumerism and Relationships, Red Letter Words, The Good Samaritan, Father-Daughter Dance, The Image, Wish, The Messengers, Bible Agent 7, and The Legend of the Lilies. And for the script category, we've selected the following: A Smile Beneath, A Touch of Stardust, Arms of Truth, Born of Fire, the Adoniram Judson Story, Fish, Full Distance, Get Real with Jesus, Glimmer, Go with Grace, Godspeed Junction, Henry's House, Hildy Rides Again, Journey of Mortals, Last Flight, Marcus, On a Field of Legends, Perfect Swing, Quest for Light, Adventure of the Magi, Quitting Time, Ransomed, Realm of the Linear Gods, St. Thomas in India, Sarah Jane, Secrets of the Black Forest, Seed Police, Standard of Living, The Inexplicable, Imaginativeness of But and Will, The Sacrifice, Their Souls Cry Out, To Hear the Angels Sing, Treasure Hunt, Unequally Yoked, Valley of the Blind, and Where You Are. And for the music video category, Not a Slave, Great is Thy Faithfulness, Lord You're Beautiful, So Glad You're Faithful, My Help, 24, Believe, What Child Is This, Holy One, Song of Arnhem Land, Song of Thankfulness, Princess Bride, A Watchman's Tale, This Friend of Mine, Bend, Somebody, Warrior, the official music video, Every Child is a Gift from God, Every Child is a Gift from Above, Keep on Fighting, Life is Hard, An Invitation of the Assyrian King to the King of Kings. And for the documentary category, Faith, A Faceless Faith, Beyond Heroes, Black Gold, The Trail to Standing Rock, By War and by God, Chapters of Hope and Healing, Dominion, Proclaiming Truth in the True North, Drops of Love, Expulsion from Paradise, Facing Darkness, Father's Day, From Francis to Francis, Genes of Our Fathers, God in Transit, Good Fortune, Good News in a Parched Land, Hard Place Servants, A Father's Perspective, Hard Times Don't Hit Me No More, Her Embrace, Higher Ground, How Do You Like Me Now, When a Child, Parent, Spouse, or Sibling Says They're Gay, Humble Hope, Invisible, The Story and Hope of Mexico's Street Kids, Jesus the Game Changer, Kaylee's Story, Leo Twiggs, Requiem for Mother Emmanuel, Let There Be Light, Luther, The Life and Legacy of the German Reformer, My Friend Raymond, Project Reformation, Rock Bottom and Back, Rodrigo Herman, Life and Works, Saved for a Reason, Sons and Daughters, The Atheist Delusion, The Battle for Brandon, The Caravan Film, The Face of Mercy, The IBUR Connection, The Least of These, The Pilgrim, The Samaritan, The Sanctuary on Rocky Mountains, The Spirit of God is Heavy, The Sultan and the Saint, The Way, This Changed Everything, 500 Years of the Reformation. And for the short film category, we've selected the following: A Child's Touch, Remnant of Hope, Crossroad, The Listener, Appassionato, Stuck, A Dangerous Profession, Sing a Little Louder, Found, Jalava, Family Ties, My Heart, The Adventures of Moosey Begins, The Adventures of Moosey Begins, Thanks God for Jelly, The Towns We Lived In, The Voice in the Wilderness, Turtle, Dance With Me, A Beautiful Life, Voice of Grace, The Sacred Eternal First Movement Overture, Tuned In, The Dunnigan Journals, My Hero, The Royal Remnant, If Not for the Lord, Where Would I Be? Delicious Episode, In Between, One Day, Rubber Ducky, Somewhere Between Heaven and Hell, or Somewhere Between Heaven and Hell, Mission Underground, Pastor Pete, Charlie's Gift, Jay, Night Watch, A Matter of Perspective, The Lottery, The Devil Goes Down, Tell the World, Episode 4, The Fisherman, Into the Light, Planting Seeds, Tanny Como, The Intersection, Trapped in the Trade, Come Home, Until Tomorrow, Open Hands, Every Little Thing, Aaron Owen and the Loch Ness Monster, Just Desserts, Riva, and The Lost Keys. And now we're going to move on over to the feature film category, and for that we've selected the following: 40 Nights, A Christian Carol, Adam's Testament, Allison's Choice, Andy's Rainbow, Aria Appleton, Because of Grazia, Between Ashes and Hope, Divine Will, Have Faith, He Sends Rain, Heritage Falls, Light of Soledad, Losing Breen, Miles Between Us, New Chance, Over the Rhine, Painted Horses, Poveda, Restoration, Return to Zion Ranch, Saving Faith, The Atheist Delusion, The Fight Within, The Meanest Man in Texas, The Pilgrim's Progress, The Second Coming of Christ, The Turnaround, Unbridled, Undeserved, and Worth Fighting For. Well, this concludes the official selection. Moving on to the nominations, and remember, because of the number of films we've received and selected, we're only screening the nominations. Let's begin with the student film category. For Best Student Films, we have nominated the following: Her Embrace, Drowning in My Own, Discontent, First Ascent, Natural Selection, In Good Faith, Samuel, The Birth of a Prophet, When Waters Rise, Father-Daughter Dance, Ave Maria, Mad Fashion, and Fundraiser. And for Best Trailer, we have nominated the following: Escape, Joined at the Heart, X, The Conquer Series, Miracle Matt, Jesus the Game Changer, Gone, A Father's Journey, 316 Moments, Opening Doors, A Jew's Testimony, Corkscrew, God in My City, Midsummer's Rain, Provision, Born of Fire, The Adoniram Judson Story, Take Two, A Gift of the Heart, Seven Deadly Words, and Vacation Bible School. And for Best Animation, we've nominated the following: Agranui, The Missionary, Consumerism and Relationships, Red Letter Words, The Good Samaritan, Father-Daughter Dance, The Image, Wish, The Messengers, Bible Agent 7, and The Legend of the Lilies. And for Best Script, we've nominated the following: Born of Fire, the Adoniram Judson story, Full Distance, Go with Grace, Hildy Rides Again, Last Flight, On a Field of Legends, Perfect Swing, Quest for Light, Adventure of the Magi, Ransomed, Secrets of the Black Forest, Seed Police, Standard of Living, The Inexplicable, and Imaginativeness of But and Will. And for Best Music Video, we've nominated the following: Not a Slave, Great is Thy Faithfulness, So Glad You're Faithful, My Help, 24, Believe, What Child Is This, Holy One, Song of Arnhem Land, Song of Thankfulness, Princess Bride, A Watchman's Tale, This Friend of Mine, Bend, Somebody, Warrior, the official music video, Every Child is a Gift from Above, Keep on Fighting, Life is Hard, Invitation of the Assyrian King to the King of Kings. And for Most Inspirational Documentary, we've nominated the following: By War and by God, Drops of Love, Expulsion from Paradise, Jesus the Game Changer, Leo Twiggs' Requiem for Mother Emmanuel, My Friend Raymond, Rock Bottom and Back, Saved for a Reason, and The Battle for Brandon. And moving on over for Most Creative Documentary, the following is the selection: Facing Darkness, Dominion, Proclaiming Truth in the True North, Hard Times Don't Hit Me No More, The Pilgrim, Expulsion from Paradise, My Friend Raymond, God in Transit. And for Best Documentary, or for Best Director Documentary, we have nominated the following: Arthur Rasco, Away Liu, Kenzie Williamson, Kyle Portbury, Lori Buck, Luca Baffy, Sejun Kim, Stephen John Spivey. And for Best Documentary, we have nominated the following: Facing Darkness, Jesus the Game Changer, The Way, The Battle for Brandon, Good Fortune, Her Embrace, How Do You Like Me Now, When a Child, Parent, Spouse, or Sibling Says They're Gay. And for Most Inspirational Short Film, we have nominated the following: A Child's Touch, Remnant of Hope, Crossroad, The Listener, Appassionato, Stuck, A Dangerous Profession, Sing a Little Louder, Found, Jalava, Family Ties, My Heart, The Adventures of Moosey Begins, Thanks God for Jelly, The Towns We Lived In, The Voice in the Wilderness, and Turtle. And for Best Lead Actress in a Short Film, we have nominated the following: Angelina Karpova for Dance With Me, Charlene Luttrell Taylor, A Beautiful Life, Elle Whitfield, Voice of Grace, Jen Gotzon, The Sacred Eternal First Movement Overture, Haley Sheffield, A Child's Touch, Karen Abercrombie, Remnant of Hope, Marley Cabral, Natasha Senchuk for Crossroad, Noelle DeJong, The Dunnigan Journals, Rachel Dufton for My Hero, Raquel Ames, The Loyal Remnant, Shelby Olivier, In Between, Chantel Yvette, If Not for the Lord, Where Would I Be? Delicious Episode. And for Best Lead Actor in a Short Film, we have nominated the following: Andrew Hurt, One Day, Ashton Ward, The Listener, Colt Cannon, Rubber Ducky, Grover Coulson, Somewhere Between Heaven and Hell, Hudson Michael for Mission Underground, H. Thomas Altman, The Sacred Eternal First Movement Overture, Jose Rufino, Appassionato, Justin Alvis, Pastor Pete, Matthew Marsden for Charlie's Gift, Mihai Branson for Jay, Nathan Perez for Night Watch, Rael Thigpen for Stuck, Rich Swingle, A Matter of Perspective, and Tony Boy Marin for Tony Boy Marin. And for Best Screenplay Short Film, we've nominated the following: One Day, Pastor Pete, Jay, Stuck, The Lottery, Dance With Me, Voice of Grace, Remnant of Hope, Crossroad, My Hero, A Dangerous Profession, Sing a Little Louder, The Devil Goes Down, Tell the World, Episode 4, The Fisherman, Into the Light, Planting Seeds, Tanny Como, The Intersection, and Trapped in the Trade. And for Best Director for Short Film, we've nominated Andrew Labrisi, Somewhere Between Heaven and Hell, Anita Cordell, A Dangerous Profession, Ashton Ward, The Listener, Caleb Price for Come Home, Dale Metz, Until Tomorrow, Gwendolyn Martindale, One Day, James Burns, Open Hand, Jared Monk, A Child's Touch, Jesse Henning, Found, John Evan Harris for Every Little Thing, John T. Williams, Jalava, Kevin Ernst, The Dunnigan Journals, Michael Hill, A Matter of Perspective, and Nicholas Julius for Aaron Owen and the Loch Ness Monster. And for Best Short Film, we've nominated Somewhere Between Heaven and Hell, A Dangerous Profession, The Listener, Come Home, One Day, Found, Jalava, A Matter of Perspective, Dance With Me, Sing a Little Louder, Tell the World, Episode 4, Charlie's Gift, Family Ties, and My Heart. And let's begin with the feature films. For the most inspirational feature film, we have nominated the following: The Meanest Man in Texas, Heritage Falls, Allison's Choice, Losing Breen, Poveda, Light of Soledad, Luz de Soledad, 40 Nights, Undeserved, Over the Rhine, The Atheist Delusion, Return to Zion Ranch, and I Believe. And for the Best Supporting Actress in a Feature Film, we've nominated Elena Furiasi for Poveda, Catherine Boswell, Divine Will, Katie O'Grady, Undeserved, Lelia Symington, The Fight Within, Zoe de Grand Maison, Adam's Testament. And for Best Supporting Actor Feature Film, we have nominated the following: Andre Samuels for Between Ashes and Hope, Ben Reed, The Meanest Man in Texas, Henry Cho, Saving Faith, Kurt Krause, Painted Horses, Laura Fitzpatrick, Heritage Falls, and Quentin Aaron for The Second Coming of Christ. And for Best Lead Actress in a Feature Film, we've nominated the following: Alexandra Bard, The Meanest Man in Texas, Anna Strands for Miles Between Us, Chanel Marriott, Allison's Choice, Charlene Truder, Between Ashes and Hope, Christopher Dietrich, Losing Breen, Jen Gottson for Saving Faith, Kelly Helgeson, He Sends Rain, Laura Contreras, Light of Soledad, Madeline Deutsch, Painted Horses, Sally Kirkland for The Second Coming of Christ, Sarah Grace Prejean, Aria Appleton, and Shelby Taylor Mullins for Andy's Rainbow. And for Best Lead Actor in a Feature Film, we've nominated the following: Alan Powell, Worth Fighting For, Dariush Moslemi, Miles Between Us, Donnie Richmond, Saving Faith, Jason London, The Second Coming of Christ, John Major Davis, The Fight Within, Kibwe Dorsey, The Turnaround, Lee Rosler, Divine Will, Luke Billick for Adam's Testament, Mateus Ward, The Meanest Man in Texas, Rance Howard for 40 Nights, Raul Escudero for Poveda, Rowan Smith for I Believe, and Taryn Brooks for Have Faith. And for Best Screenplay Feature Film, we've nominated Miles Between Us, The Fight Within, The Turnaround, Divine Will, Sense of Urgency, The Meanest Man in Texas, Have Faith, Allison's Choice, Between Ashes and Hope, Losing Green, He Sends Rain, Painted Horses, Heritage Falls, Undeserved, A Christian Carol, New Chance, and Restoration. And for Best Musical Score in a Feature Film, we've selected The Fight Within, Divine Will, The Meanest Man in Texas, Have Faith, The Second Coming of Christ, 40 Nights, Poveda, Light of Soledad, Luz de Soledad, Over the Rhine, Unbridled, Because of Gracia, The Pilgrim's Progress. And for Best Director in a Feature Film, we've nominated the following: Andrew Hunt for Miles Between Us, Bruce Marciano for Allison's Choice, Damian Fulton for Painted Horses, Daniel Anglesiv, The Second Coming of Christ, David Kirk West, The Pilgrim's Progress, Jason Barbick, Adam's Testament, John David Ware, Unbridled, Joshua Sheik, Worth Fighting For, Justin Ward, The Meanest Man in Texas, Michael Gordon, The Fight Within, Nathan D. Myers for Aria Appleton, Paulo Moreno for Poveda, Ray Comfort, The Atheist Delusion, Shay Sizemore for Heritage Falls, and Tom Symes, Because of Gracia. And for Best Picture in a Feature Film, we've nominated Miles Between Us, The Second Coming of Christ, Unbridled, The Meanest Man in Texas, The Fight Within, Poveda, Heritage Falls, Because of Gracia, Have Faith, 40 Nights, Light of Soledad, Luz de Soledad, and Over the Rhine. And finally, for the opening night, we've selected the short film The Listener, and the opening feature is Champion, which will be released in theaters May 19th, 2017. So what's next? Well, if you're planning on attending, please do let us know. And if you're not, we also want to know. We're planning the red carpet ceremony, and since all of you are eligible to walk the red carpet and talk to the press, we need to schedule you in. So be sure to book your hotel room ASAP and get your tickets, and you can do so at www.internationalcff.com. May God bless you all, and I look forward to seeing you in May.